I know if you're thinking about starting your PMP certification journey, you must have a clear understanding of the PMP exam. Without knowing the details of what we are planning to accomplish, proper planning and execution become impossible. This video will help you gain a detailed understanding of the PMP exam, enabling you to figure out the next steps and execute them with precision. So, without further ado, let's dive deep into the details of the PMP exam. In this video, we will cover several crucial aspects, including the exam syllabus, the number of questions, the domain and development approaches we have for the exam duration and its structure, exam passing criteria, PMI recommended, PMP exam prep books, and much more. Let's begin by understanding the exam itself. To earn this certification, you must take the PMP exam, which consists of 180 questions to be completed within 230 minutes. These questions assess your knowledge of project management topics outlined in the PMP exam con outline, which serves as the official PMP exam syllabus. You can download this document directly from PMI's website, and it contains the key topics from which the questions are set. The exam topics are categorized into three major domains: process, people, and business environment. The process group focuses on core technical project management concepts such as developing schedules, preparing budgets, estimating resources, planning risk responses, managing project communications, and more. The people domain covers the interpersonal and leadership skills needed to manage project teams and stakeholders effectively. Topics in this domain includes emotional intelligence, active listening, negotiation skills, team development and team performance support, stakeholder collaboration, and more. The goal of this domain is to ensure that PMP candidates have strong leadership and team management skills, just as critical as technical project management expertise. The business environment domain, which includes topics like benefit planning, realization, external business environmental factors that impact projects, and organizational change management. This domain evaluates whether candidates understand how project and business influence each other. Without this knowledge, project managers would struggle to understand the system interaction between projects and the organization as a whole. Now, if you break down these 180 questions, each domain contributes a specific percentage. About 50% of the questions come from the process domain, 42% from the people domain, and the remaining 8% from business environment domain. Based on this split, we can get approximately 90 questions from the process domain, 76 questions from the people domain, and 14 questions from the business environment. In addition to these domains, there is another way to categorize these 180 questions by project development approaches. In late 2021, PMI included Agile into the PMP syllabus. Before that, the exam was entirely based on predictive approach, also known as waterfall, plan-driven, or traditional project management. Predictive is typically used in industry like construction, where project requirements and complexity levels are relatively stable. However, for a project with high uncertainty and evolving requirements, Agile methodology are more suitable. To make the PMP certification more comprehensive and applicable across industries, PMI incorporated Agile concepts into the exam. As a result, the question distribution now follows a 50-50 split. That is, 50% of the questions are based on predictive management, and the remaining 50% focus on adaptive, also called as Agile, project management approach, including frameworks like Scrum. If we combine both the domain based and development approach based distributions, we get a structured breakdown of the exam questions. To summarize, no matter which domain the question belongs to, half of the questions will be agile based, while the other half will be predictive based. Well, that's about the question distribution. I hope you are clear with how the questions are categorized. I want to share one more information. Out of the 180 questions, 5 are pretest questions. These are experimental questions that PMI includes to assess their quality before officially adding them to future exams. These 5 questions do not impact your score. However, you won't be able to identify which one they are. as they are randomly distributed throughout the exam. This means you must treat all 180 questions as equally important. Also, I want to share details about the different types of questions you will encounter in the PMP exam. Until 2022, the exam consisted solely of multiple choice questions, MCQs, where each question had four options with only one correct answer. However, since 2022, PMI has introduced new question formats including drag and drop questions, multiple response questions, and picture based questions. This is also called as hot area questions. Despite these new formats, the majority of exam still consist of multiple choice questions. Out of the 180 questions, around 165 to 170 will be MCQs, and you can expect about 2 to 5 drag and drop questions and 7 to 10 multiple response questions. I have a dedicated video explaining PMP exam questions type and how to approach them. Check the description for the link. Now let's talk about the exam duration and other details related to how the exam is structured. We know that the PMP exam consists of 180 questions and we get a total of 230 minutes to complete them. Additionally, there are two scheduled 10 minutes breaks which do not count towards your exam time. That is, these two 10 minutes breaks are excluded from the 230 minutes exam time. If you skip these breaks, the time is not added to your exam, so it is advisable to use them to stay fresh and focused. The exam is structured into three sessions, each containing 60 questions. After completing the first 60 questions, you have the option to take a 10 minutes break before moving on to the second session, that is, question 61 to 120. After finishing the second session, you may take another 10 minutes break before proceeding to the final session, that is, to solve questions 121 to 180. Once you complete the third session, the exam ends. It is important to note that these sessions are not time boxed, meaning you can distribute the 230 minutes as you see fit. However, to ensure you complete all the questions within the allocated time, it is recommended to allocate approximately 77 minutes per session. A countdown timer is displayed on the screen, but the exam software does not provide alerts if you exceed your planned session time. Effective time management is crucial to ensure you have enough time to complete the final session, that is, questions from 121 to 180. Many exam takers struggle with these questions and end up selecting random answers due to insufficient time remaining. If you find this video helpful, please like and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. The exam also includes a mark for review feature, allowing you to flag questions you are unsure about. However, you must review these questions before completing the session. Once a session is submitted, you cannot go back to modify any answers from that session. After answering the 180th question, your provisional exam result, that is, pass or fail, will be displayed immediately. A provisional certificate also provided at this stage. The final exam report takes a few days to process, depending on whether you took the exam online or at a test center. If you opted for the online proctored exam, PMI takes approximately 5 business days to verify security data such as web camera recordings and mouse movements before releasing your final score report. For center based exams typically conducted at Pearson VUE centers, the final report is available within 2 business days as the security measures at the test center expedite the verification process. In most cases, the provisional result remains unchanged in the final report. As long as there were no malpractices, the final report outcome will match the provisional result. Now, coming to the pass percentage, no one knows the exact passing score. In your final exam report, you will only see the grades you have achieved. There are four possible grades: above target, on target, below target, and needs improvement. The first two are good scores, while the later two indicate poor performance. The exam score are provided for three domains: people, process, and business. The best possible score is achieving above target in all the three domains. However, if you score above target in process and on target in people and business, you still pass. But if you score below target or needs improvement in one or more domains, you will likely fail. Now, how can you estimate whether you will score above target or on target in the actual exam? Well, there is no direct way to determine this. A good approach is to take multiple full length mock exams. Every PMP aspirant should take at least 5 full mock exams, each with 180 questions before the real exam. If your average score across 5 mock exam is 75% or higher, you have a high chance of scoring above target in all the domains. However, this holds good if you have used a high quality mock exam simulator. I've provided a free full length mock exam to help you practice. You can find the link in the description. This mock exam will help you familiarize yourself with the different question types, difficulty levels, time management, and features like mark for review. Make sure to try it. This is a valuable resource for your preparation. Here's a sample PMP exam score sheet from one of my students who passed with above target in all the 3 domains. You can also see the other possible grades marked as legends. Can you see them? Now, let me tell you how to prepare for the exam. You already know that using a good mock exam simulator is essential for passing. In addition to this, you need proper training. You can either choose a self paced e-learning course like those on Udemy or LinkedIn Learning, or opt for an online training program to get prepared. Most of the times, a good self-paced e-learning course is sufficient to pass the exam and is also a cost-effective option. However, if you want to speed up your learning process with the support of a mentor, investing in quality online training is a wise choice. For your information, at GAN Scholar, my company, we offer both excellent online PMP training and my highest rated PMP exam prep course on Udemy. You can check the description for more details about these resources. Now let's talk about the PMI recommended PMP exam prep resources. There are many PMP exam prep materials available in the market, but most of them are not endorsed by PMI. Trust me, relying on random books will make passing the PMP exam difficult. If you want to clear the exam on your first attempt, consider using PMI recommended prep resources. You can find this material at the link provided. I know reading these books like the Pimbo Guide can be overwhelming, but trust me, skipping them will leave gaps in your exam preparation. While many books are recommended, I strongly encourage you to read the Process Group's A Practice Guide for Predictive Development Concepts and Essential Scrum by Kenneth Rubin to master Agile concepts. Also, PMI is expected to release the PMBOK 8th edition by the end of 2025. If that happens, you can use the updated edition and skip reading the process group practice guide, but essential scrum still be crucial for agile mastery. With that, we have covered everything about the PMP exam. I hope now you have the clarity on the exam structure and preparation strategy. If you found this video helpful, please like and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. If you want to learn more about the PMP exam certification process, how to submit your application, check your eligibility, then watch this video for more details. I wish you all the very best for your PMP exam success.